Chapter 11. Grief and Hope. The bunker was shrouded in profound silence, a thick blanket of grief draping over everything. The usual hum of activity had given way to a solemn quiet, the main meeting hall transformed into a sanctuary of mourning. Rows of candles flickered softly, their gentle flames casting elongated, dancing shadows on the walls, creating an ethereal glow that seemed to cradle everything and soothe people's anguish. Resistance members gathered for the memorial. The normally spacious room felt smaller and more intimate in the face of their collective sorrow. In the center of this somber tableau lay Lily's simple wooden coffin. It was draped with a cloth that was adorned with the small, hand-painted emblem of the Resistance, a final, poignant tribute to the woman who had given so much for their cause. James, despite the recent surgery and the wound that did not completely heal yet, stood stiffly erect at the front of small podium. Although his stance gave reassuring and composed impression, his voice surely betrayed the strain of the recent events and the throbbing ache he shared with every other teammate. Fellow Resistance people, today we honor our dear friends Sunny and Lily, remembering their bravery and their unwavering commitment to our cause. He proclaimed, "Their sacrifices will not be in vain. We will continue their fight. We will carry on their legacy with strength and resolve, and we will make sure that the responsible for their deaths would be called to answer for it." As he carried on with his speech, Anna's mind slowly wandered back to the memories of her grandmother, the life lessons and love she had received from her. She reached out into the open coffin and gently touched Lily's cold hand, her heart breaking all over again. And then the last moments with her grandmother floated to the surface. Tears flowed freely down her cheeks as she recalled trying to resuscitate Lily in the back of the escape car. Desperation, fear she felt when she realized she'd lost her forever. She remembered every detail, the way her hands trembled as she performed CPR, James's frantic driving, and the crushing realization that she couldn't save her only remaining family member. Anna's gaze lingered on Lily's peaceful face, now devoid of life, but still so precious. Her heart felt like it was being squeezed in hot iron clamps, the torture of guilt and regret almost unbearable. She could hear the faint murmur of the other Resistance members paying their respects, but it all felt distant, like a world away. "I'm so sorry, Grandma. I couldn't save you," Anna muttered, her tears falling onto the coffin's edge. Her voice was a choked whisper, each word a painful reminder of her perceived failure, but suddenly at that moment her anguish began to transform. The overwhelming grief started to mingle with a different, more potent, explosive emotion. Anger. James approached her, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. "They are in a better world now. We did everything we could, Anna." Anna looked up at him, her eyes still brimming with tears, but now there was a fire burning behind them, a spark of something fierce and powerful. "Not everything, James. There is more we can do. We can avenge the people we loved, and I won't stop until Consortium pays for this." She clenched her fists, feeling the hot wave of anger coursing through her veins. What she felt now was a different kind of pain, the one that demanded action, retribution. Her mind was no longer clouded by helplessness, but sharpened by a clear, focused rage. After the funeral was over, top Resistance members gathered in the bunker's makeshift briefing room in a gloomy assembly. Brightly lit by overhead lights, the space felt sterile and detached. The team had just returned from a harrowing mission, and James needed to address the group to process the events of the day, analyze them, assess the current situation, and come up with a plan of action. Rachel's disappearance was the main point of contention. Majority was convinced that office building was an elaborately set-up trap with Lily hidden inside as a bait, and the group debated Rachel's suspicious absence and her possible role in the failure of the mission. Rachel was with Sonny when he got shot, someone said. What if she's the traitor? Anyone saw her body? Where is she? We don't know, another countered. She might be in danger herself. They might have taken her hostage. We can't ignore any possibility, James interjected. But we also can't jump to conclusions without evidence. Our focus now should be on gathering more intelligence about the Consortium, especially Sandusky and his operations. Suddenly, the door to the room flung open, and on the threshold appeared Lila, one of the senior officials and a respected tactician within the group. She was a woman in her 50s with an athletic build and clever blue eyes. Her dark hair, lightly streaked with gray, was cut short into a spunky pixie for practicality. She had a few small scars visible on her arms and face. She seemed to be very excited about something, and after briefly apologizing for her interruption, she moved right to the breaking news. My apologies, everyone, but this is urgent, she started, taking charge of the meeting. Before James will continue covering today's agenda, there is something very important I need to share with all of you. A while ago, Sonny recorded a video message that conveys his last will. It was sent to us from the headquarters just a few minutes ago. We're going to watch it now together. With these words, she walked in long, energetic strides over to a laptop that was sitting on a desk beside a large LCD display and connected her phone to it. Sonny's face appeared on the screen. A light gasp rolled across the gathered crowd. Then everyone fell silent, every eye fixed on the video. Hello, my friends, Sonny began, his voice calm and firm. If you're watching this, it means I'm no longer with you, but nevertheless, our fight must continue. That is why when I die, I want James Conroy to take my place as this bunker's commander. There were murmurs among the group, but they quieted as Sonny continued. I chose James because he has the strength, the intelligence, and the heart to lead. He's shown dedication to our cause and to each of you. Trust in him as I do, and together, you will achieve what we have worked for so hard. Stay strong, everyone. With that, the video ended, and the room fell into heavy silence. James shifted on his chair uneasily. He found himself surprised and conflicted about this unexpected news, and looked around the room with blank expression on his face. Meeting the eyes of each member, still processing the weight of his new role, he slowly ran a hand through his hair, not sure what to say or how to act. He did not expect their meeting to take such a drastic turn. Layla, seeing his reaction, dismissed everyone from the room and walked over, placing hand on his shoulder. Tell me what's on your mind, James. Her voice was filled with compassion and understanding. Lila, this is so sudden. I don't know if I'm ready for this. She leaned forward, bringing her face closer to his, her relaxed demeanor placating the storm brewing in James's mind. You know, leadership isn't about being flawless or being ready. It's about resilience and adaptability. Sonny knew every person in this bunker, and he chose you out of all because he saw qualities in you that make you the right person for this role. Her voice, friendly and assertive, cut through his insecurities. James got up and started pacing the length of the room, clearly struggling with the enormity of his new responsibilities. But what if I'm not enough? What if I let everyone down? You're not alone, Lila reassured him. The team believes in you. And even if you falter, you have us to lean on. We'll support you, guide you, and together we'll navigate through any challenges. Sonny saw potential in you, James. She continued, following him with her gaze. He knew you had the strength to lead. Trust in that. Trust in yourself. James finally stopped and pensively rubbed his chin, absorbing her words. You're right, Lila. Thanks for this. I'll be Bunker's new commander, and I do my best. For Sonny, for the team. Lila smiled with approval and patted him on the back with a caring, motherly gesture. That's all anyone can ask for. We're a team, and we'll face this as a united front. As they spoke, The door creaked open once more, and Anna's face peeked in gingerly, her green eyes bright with excitement. The news of the bunker's new commander had spread like wildfire, and she had come running to congratulate James. She had just opened her mouth to speak, breathless and beaming, when communications terminal behind James buzzed loudly with an unexpected alert. The screen flickered to life, revealing a live feed from an unknown source. The image was initially grainy, the surroundings obscured in darkness, but gradually a woman's face came into focus. She was very attractive, young and elegant looking, with oriental features and intense dark eyes. Her face bore a blend of urgency and anxiety. She spoke in a hushed and apprehensive tone. "Hello. Is this resistance? I need to speak with someone in charge immediately." James, his face a mask of skepticism and curiosity, approached the screen. "Who are you?" he demanded. The woman took a deep breath, her eyes locking onto the camera. "I'm Evelyn Hart. I work for the Consortium. For now. I've decided to access your communication system because I don't want to work for them anymore, and I have critical information to share with you. They're planning something big, and I need to make sure you know about it. This channel is encrypted. How did you manage to access it? The Consortium recovered some of your equipment during the most recent operation and passed it to their IT people for analyzing, hacking, and decoding. I know a guy in that department. He showed me some things, so that's how I got access to your communication system. Anyway, the reason I'm calling now is that I just can't stand by and watch any more of the awful things Consortium does to people. This organization is planning something extremely hideous very soon, and I want to help you stop it before it's too late." "What exactly are they planning?" "I cannot speak of anything else now. This is very dangerous for me. We need to meet in person." The mood in the group shifted as they took in Evelyn Hart's unexpected message. After a quick but heated discussion, Anna volunteered to handle the meeting. James frowned, clearly uneasy. "I'm not sure it's a good idea to send you, Anna. There's a lot on the line, and I don't want to risk you getting caught." Anna folded her arms on her chest with a cocky and defiant look. "That all good, because I will not get caught. Give me a chance. I can handle this. I want to make up for my mishap with Markov." James gave her a skeptical look, but he could see the steely expression in her eyes and finally gave up. "All right, but be careful. We need to be sure she's not setting us up." Anna's heart fluttered with anxiety and elation as she prepared for the rendezvous with Evelyn Hart. It was set to take place the next day in the city's downtown district. The stakes were high, and every detail of her disguise needed to be perfect. Leela, ever the meticulous and multi-skilled operative, had taken on the task of transforming Anna into someone who would blend seamlessly into the bustling metropolitan area. The room they used as a temporary base was cluttered with various items of clothing and cosmetic equipment. "We need to make sure you look different, but not too different. There is a thin line we don't want to overstep here, and lucky for you, I know exactly what to do," Lila cheerfully declared, in her low, melodious voice as she set to work. First, she expertly applied prosthetics to Anna's face. Those were designed to subtly alter the woman's features. They added a slight roundness to her cheeks and softened the angles of her jawline. Next came the wig, a shoulder-length, chestnut brown piece styled in soft, controlled waves. Lila placed it on Anna's head, smoothing it into place with secure clasps and glue. The wig was designed to be natural and unassuming, with a center part that gave a conventional, office-ready look. Anna ran her hand through the hair strands, feeling the smooth, silky texture. Now it was time for makeup. The foundation blended seamlessly with the prosthetics, and her eyeshade and lipstick colors were subtle, neutral tones that didn't draw attention. She adjusted her dark brown business suit. The tailored blazer and matching midi skirt were designed to make her look like any other professional. The nondescript leather handbag and eyeglasses and tortoise frame completed the ensemble. It was neither too flashy nor too plain, striking just the right balance. The end goal was to transform her into what could easily be mistaken for a nerdy accountant, someone who was part of the crowd and not likely to stand out. Anna could barely contain her rising curiosity and impatience. "How do I look?" she queried excitedly. Lila stepped back, her eyes assessing the final result. "You look perfect. Just another businesswoman in the city. No one will give you a second glance. Everything will be okay." Anna turned and examined her reflection in a mirror. She noticed how the disguise effectively masked her true identity. The unfamiliar features and professional attire made her look like a completely different person. "I hope you're right," she muttered pensively, sliding her hand along the flaps of the blazer and feeling an unfamiliar weight of the eyeglasses on the bridge of her nose. "I need this to go smoothly. Evelyn's information sounds critical." "Of course it will. Remember, just stay calm and act like you belong there. You've got this." The meeting point was a densely populated cafe in the heart of the city. It was a bustling hub of activity, a casual, everyday spot where people came and went, filled with the ceaseless drone of conversations and the clinking of cups, making it an ideal setting for an inconspicuous meeting. This perfect ambient noise created a cover for the delicate conversation Anna was about to have. The meeting point was a densely populated cafe in the heart of the city. It was a bustling hub of activity, a casual, everyday spot where people came and went, filled with the ceaseless drone of conversations and the clinking of cups, making it an ideal setting for an inconspicuous meeting. This perfect ambient noise created a cover for the delicate conversation Anna was about to have. She arrived at the cafe, her heart pounding as she scanned the room for Evelyn and took a seat at a small corner table, her gaze flickering around while she waited for her companion. Moments later, a woman entered through the doors. She made her way tentatively, constantly touching her long, dark, luscious hair, looking around her with a slightly haunted gaze. It was Evelyn. She was wearing a cream designer dress and a pair of beige leather pumps. She finally noticed Anna and gave her a small, timid hand wave. When she took a seat across, her features were outwardly calm, but there was a noticeable underlying energy of anxiety and apprehension. "Anna?" Evelyn began uncertainly and put down her brown, studded clutch on the table. "Thank you for agreeing to meet with me. I know it is unsafe for both of us, but you can trust me completely." Anna turned her head, slightly ensuring they're not being watched, her voice carefully controlled. "I'm here to listen. What do you have for me?" Evelyn paused, twitching her thin fingers, then touched a bead on her golden drop earring and began recounting her story. The news she brought was both urgent and important indeed. Evelyn's lover, a former high-ranking member of the consortium, had gone rogue. He had vanished from the consortium's radar, leaving a trail of chaos and commotion. His betrayal was both a blow to the consortium's plans and a ray of potential insight into their operations. Evelyn, despite her limited knowledge, knew that this man held critical information on something horrific that Consortium was planning to execute very soon. Information that could turn the tide in their struggle. Her lover's name was Darius, and he was rumored to have gone underground, evading his former allies with the same skill that once made him a formidable player within the consortium. Evelyn's message was filled with desperation and an undercurrent of personal anguish. Her plea was straightforward, yet carried a hefty burden. Find Darius, retrieve the crucial information he held, and ensure her safe reunion with him. Adding to the complexity was the fact that Darius was currently in Istanbul, Turkey, a city far from their immediate reach. As the conversation continued, Evelyn's anguished state of mind became more apparent. She leaned in closer, her voice dropping to an urgent whisper. "I need to be honest. The consortium will be looking for me now. They won't tolerate my betrayal. I'm at significant risk, and I just hope I can make it out before they catch up me." Anna watched her without saying a word. Despite the initial unease, she gradually found herself intuitively trusting this woman. Her concern for her own safety was evident, but so was her genuine intent to help. As Evelyn shared her insights, Anna's decision to act on the information solidified. She felt a growing empathy for the woman's predicament. "We'll make sure you're safe," Anna said, her tone reassuring. "But we need to be cautious. Consortium is dangerous and ruthless." Evelyn's face softened with appreciation. "Thank you. I just need to make sure you're informed, and that Darius and I make it out of this." Anna felt a pang of empathy. Her own deep feelings for James made her keenly aware of the stakes Evelyn faced. It reminded her so much of her own situation, the love and the intertwined perils. She felt a sudden surge of warmth towards Evelyn. "All right," Anna said, her voice softer now. "I'll take you to our bunker. You will be safe there, and we can go over the details in a more relaxed setting." Then she paused, thinking over her next step. "I'll meet with Darius myself and make sure he's safe. I understand how important he is to you, and I'll do everything I can to protect him and bring him back to you." Evelyn's eyes filled with gratitude and a hint of relief. She could see the sincerity in Anna's face and felt a flicker of hope. "Thank you, Anna," she said. Her lips were trembling slightly. "It means a lot to know that someone understands and is willing to help." She pushed her purse to a side, her tension easing just a bit as she reached out and placed her hand over Anna's. "I'll trust you to handle this. Darius's safety is everything to me."
This is the end of this chapter. Thank you very much for listening. Please let me know in the comments, what would you like to see further in the story? What do you think of the characters? What was the most interesting thing for you about this part of the story? I would love to hear your opinion and feedback.